Oh, apat na bakante. Ikaw dyan, sakay na.
And
Up
that
until the
seals
very
deal.
end, no loss, no points, even lost. A god match showing in Silicosis versus Astrid Park. And he takes it, the crown off of the losers bracket, Silicosis.
Oh, may tatlo pa. Oh, dalawa kayo. Sige na, pasok na.
Ladies and gentlemen and everyone, whatever you identify as, Livet is your OSU Philippines Nationals Mania 4K champion with the V1SS.
Celode will be facing Sunny tomorrow
Oh
for
my God.
the title of PHNS champion. What a
That
way
was-
to end the match.
What a match! Oh my God.
Well, Sunny is your two-time OSU Philippines Nationals OSU Mania 7K champion. And it
Oh,
was the
nice.
client, and of course the client had to ruin
Client.
the moment. The client had to ruin the moment.
Oh, isa na lang. Aalis na. Oh, kayong tatlo. Maglalabanan kayo sa isang upuan. Ikaw. Ang tatlo ay maglalabanan sa isang upuan. Mga kaibigan, magsisimula na ang Grand Finals match.
From 42 players to 3, going through 6 gauntlet of map pools to just 1. A fated matchup between the very best rising stars the country has to offer. A resurgent warrior of long renown versus an impending champion looking to take the crown once and for all. Zonelouise, a top player of years past, representing the country from 2019 to all the way to 2024, through trials and tribulations with many doubts of his relevancy with the coming of many stars. He has returned to the top stage of the country, taking down seasoned veterans and rising stars along the way. He faces an opponent he took down previously in the quarterfinals. Icarussy, one of the country's up-and-coming greats, a name you would not have been familiar with years ago. But from dozens upon dozens of ETX matches to becoming a star player in the last year's OSU World Cup, he looks to push his all-round prevalence even further. And it may be right here on the highest stage that the country has to offer. Ladies and gentlemen, the rematch of the tournament. Icarussy, your seed 1, after clawing his way through the losers bracket, will face against the very same player who sent him there, our seed 8 in Zonelouise. This is where it all leads up to a clash between greats. Welcome to the Losers Grand Finals of OSU PH Nationals 2025. I will be joining you here in the commentators booth, Gabber SS, and we are also going to be joined by Lefarel here.
Yo, it's time for Grand Finals, bro! Everyone get off your phones, get off your seats. It's time to stand up and watch these two duke it out on 8 stars, bro. It's time. Alright, let's see. Let's get into picks and bans, Gabbers. What are they gonna ban here?
Not too sure, honestly. I mean, knowing these two players, I think we're going to be expecting some standard sorts of ban methodologies between the both of them. Icarussy probably going to be taking out some of the hard rocks or mechanically inclined picks. Meanwhile, Zonelouise wanting to get rid of some of the more, you know, the gimmicky, the weird stuff in the pool. And we can already see in the protects, Zonelouise is going to be keeping that Nomad 5 speed. And HD2, Icarussy is going to be keeping that as well. HD2, a map that, you know, Zonelouise has not enjoyed throughout the tournament. I believe he's banned that twice throughout the gauntlet, around the 16 and semifinals head into bans. You know, you don't really expect Zonelouise to be performing too well on the low AR, although he can potentially play it. He's not as consistent as maybe Icarussy would be on the hidden. So I'd say pretty fair protects all throughout at the very start of this match. But we'll just have to wait and see as the bans come in.
Whoa, Mr. Kill Myself is gone. No more stamina for Zonelouise. At least in the DT pool.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, seeing that map get pulled in the showcase, I was very skeptical to whether that map was gonna be kept in because it is an incredibly difficult one to comprehend. And Icarussy, I guess he's not gonna be wanting to keep that in. I'd say speed or stamina at this SR probably gonna be one of his weaknesses. I would say, especially against a player of that mechanical renown like zonelouise. So DT2 pretty fair to get rid of. Meanwhile, zonelouise, he's gonna be getting rid of that hidden 3 actually, which is kind of interesting. I was expecting him to go for an immediate ban for maybe the Nomad 4 or the Nomad 6, especially with how incredibly gimmicky those are. The density CS on the Nomad 6 and that low AR on the Nomad 4, but that could be his second ban. I guess he wants to wait for Icarussy's response to that hidden 3 ban. Maybe hope that he bans either one of those. We'll just have to wait for the second bans, I guess.
That's kind of crazy though. He's leaving Nomad 4 open for now. It's like it's either hidden 2 or Nomad 4. But it's probably the Nomad 4 because that is AR3, dude. That's way too low.
It's a rough one, man. Like, it has to be zonelouise. I mean, he can definitely perform at the lower SR on the more easily comprehensible kinds of maps, but on an air that low, especially against a player that I believe is capable of easy as well, which means that extreme low AR gonna be definitely abusable for them. Might as well get rid of that, and Icarussy gonna be replying with Nomad 2, and as you mentioned, Nomad 4 banned by zonelouise. That's the ban and protects all done.
It's sad to see some of these maps to go, especially, in my opinion, Mr. Kill Myself, but it's gonna have to happen. Weaknesses show with this SR. And well, bans against these two, like, you're gonna have to ban something. But in terms of picks though, zonelouise, he's gonna go aim first. Nomad 1, Butao Otome. 8-star Butao Otome map, can you believe it?
This one, I mean, if you're familiar with this song, it's a rough one. Butao Otome Trauma Recorder, 224 BPM. With the theme that we've been seeing from the past Nomad 1s so far in the tournament, the BPM gradually rising, the spacing getting worse and worse. You were kind of maybe some people were expecting it to be capped at maybe 200 to 210, but no. This one mixes the incredibly difficult spacing with the higher BPM in 224, and once the jumps gets going, with which we're gonna be seeing real soon on this map, it is not gonna stop. It is incredibly brutal. zonelouise confident with what he can abuse the Nomad 1 off the bat. We'll just have to see if Icarussy can keep up.
Alright, keep up he will on this Nomad 1. It's time to get this grand final started. You see the jumps already come in, the triangles and the V patterns. Both players hit it, but it's Icarussy to drop accuracy first. zonelouise holding a comfortable 100% accuracy at this intro, Gabbers. This man is very, very comfortable with his aim, even though he is on the mouse. Well, he does find the first miss. But it was very, very early on in Icarussy. Well, I mean, as good as he is on aim, he is dropping a bunch of accuracy at the start.
I'm not too sure though. You can't really count Icarussy out despite that lower accuracy. I mean, judging from the previous scores we had in finals, Icarussy has gotten much better scores than zonelouise was, and that was including on the Nomad 1. He can definitely scale to this sort of SR, and despite that accuracy deficit making it a bit harder for him to run away so far, he is hitting a lot of these triangle jumps, and it's up to zonelouise to try and keep this up. He doesn't have this driver's seat anymore. He's just handed it over to the other player, and with that combo deficit of just about 160, later on as the map continues to go and as your opponent continues to hold, that's gonna do a lot more damage. It's gonna be a lot more fatal, but no, we have a bit of filler. We're just gonna need to wait for the next KI to kick in. zonelouise, can
1/3, no one
find
breaks!
in you?
Both players SS that 1/3 cut stream. Hello? What? Okay, both players keep their accuracy and their combos to boot as well. zonelouise only missing, just that one miss at the beginning at the smaller jump is setting him back by about 50,000. Icarussy now into the second Ki with still an FC. Triangle jumps come in and it's zonelouise to go down first.
Oh, that's a pivotal break. Icarussy is still holding the FC, hitting those 1-2s, the cross screen, and that's a massive mistake from zonelouise. You know, we were expecting this match to go bad, incredibly insane off the start, and you can already see right now an upset by massive proportions from Icarussy. They both mess up at the same time right before the Ki ends, but that's not what zonelouise wants. He needed that combo to turn things around. And it seems like this first pick is going to be a massive mistake as we head into the ending.
Oh, it's 1/4 of the map left, slow section. There's no combo to really work with, but it's 150 combo advantage of zonelouise with almost a percentage up on the accuracy as well. We're gonna need some misses here from Icarussy if he wants to get it back. There's one more Ki left to go. Let's see if zonelouise can make something work here. The bigger jumps coming again, but there goes, he misses again on the last Ki. It's a trade, but it doesn't matter anymore as zonelouise has already lost this first pick of the match. Nomad 1 is a breakpoint.
Oh god, that is a brutal one. Zone, it seems like this is not the start that he's going to be wanting. Icarussy answers back in a similar spot to how he performed in finals. He will take out zonelouise's score by a pretty decent margin of 130k, just about as he hits that ending.
Look at that accuracy. 2 100s on zonelouise and only 11 on Icarussy with 150 each.
Oh, Icarussy is gonna answer back with an immediate Nomad 3.
Okay.
Look at that. That accuracy. zonelouise, you know, his tapping is incredibly consistent. You can never count him out to have the lower accuracy when it comes to these sorts of matchups, especially on a skill set that's as easy to act as aim. He'll always come out with like 2-3 100s. I believe he has a choked high score actually in the previous round. But yeah, Nomad 1, unfortunately, like just like the last round where Icarussy practically got better scores on every single map that they both played. I believe it is pretty much a 0 to 8 score when you compare them in the finals. Seems like that Nomad 1 once again is gonna be a rough mistake for zonelouise to go for. Gonna be losing that one by a decent margin, and immediate response with the Nomad 3, the unorthodox flow alts and sliders. I'm not too sure. You can't really call this as your conventional Nomad 3 alt map, especially with how weird some of the patterns go, how incredibly fast-paced these sliders are. You can't really... It's not a map that you can describe that well. You can maybe compare it to something like Baby Got Back that was incredibly quick with the patterns as well as the slider velocity, but even then, this one is way rougher when it comes to the consistency and the flow aim, as we see Icarussy losing his combo going into the first Ki, and now it's zonelouise actually with the higher one.
It's gonna be close here in the first quarter of the map. These streams are getting people against both of them at the same time. That space stream into that slider, they both miss at the same time. It's a trade. These circle streams are looking insane, dude. And now zonelouise is, I'm gonna say, about to take the lead, but there goes a chain miss on that burst. Icarussy, weird 8 Bujo patterns come in. He's the only one that hits that. zonelouise collapsing on those. Dropped his Zac by 2%, and now Icarussy is feeling much more comfortable here going into the second half.
Oh, we get... Okay, I wouldn't really call this a sort of free combo section, especially with how incredibly scary these cut streams look. But even then, having that advantage is incredibly pivotal. zonelouise messing up through that section, can't hit the wiggles, and it's Icarussy the hold. I think we're gonna be seeing a trade of breakpoints as zonelouise unable to get a decent margin above the 6-digit mark. Icarussy may miss, but he trades it out going into the second Ki. That accuracy so instrumental in holding this lead. It has extended to 100k. Icarussy has more than double zonelouise's score, and despite the misses going back to back, that's not what zonelouise wants. It seems like the script has flipped. The script has pretty much continued to be as Icarussy is looking to run away on the Nomad 3.
It's actually his pick, so it's not a break point. So he's actually consolidating his first point here. Hitting these aim control patterns very, very well. zonelouise just cannot do anything about it. Icarussy, he still has the inning to go. Can we see him get up to 300k, maybe 400k? That 1/3 doesn't catch him off. Star Slider almost breaks. No! Hits the wiggle there on the slider tick, and he keeps his combo. He can actually get like 350k here if he keeps going. The accuracy is insane on this kind of map, by the way. Icarussy, he is shredding these kinds of maps. It's not just the aim, bro. It's the aim control as well that you can see from him. Icarussy, oh my god, slider stream! And they both hit that? Hello?
Oh
What?
my god. You know, it's not that Zone is doing that bad. I mean, it is a scuffed and rough performance from him, but unlucky breaks through the Scott streams. But even then, with Icarussy holding that accuracy as he is and that consistent performance, you know, just as zonelouise misses on those streams, and despite Icarussy trading as well, you can see that zonelouise just gets a lot more mistakes than Icarussy is doing on these streams. And with the map about to end, that's a 150k lead to consolidate the breakpoint at the very start. And what more can you do as the match is just gonna head over to a steady 0-2 to Icarussy's favor.
I don't know if anyone saw that, but that wiggle was absolutely crazy, bro. Icarussy hit that.
This map's a rough one. It's a really weird one. I guess the aim control from Icarussy is looking way more comfortable, but that's a really important point for Icarussy to take. zonelouise now, after losing that aim pick at the very start, this is gonna be a really rough one to try and build back.
DT4? Astro Sexy?
What?
Into Icarussy? Wait!
Wait, what?
Just a second. Whoa, this is scary.
Really? This is quite interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I was expecting Zone to be more inclined to go for some of the more mechanical picks. Maybe even the Hard Rock 2, as Hard Rock 2, one of the map slots that Icarussy's been keen on banning through the entire tournament, or even just any of the Hard Rock maps that are available. Hard Rock 1, or maybe even something like Hard Rock 3, which is a bit aim-oriented despite being ulti, or DT1 as well. DT4 against an aim control player like Icarussy. It's an interesting one, but being a veteran like him, I guess he kind of prefers this map maybe.
Yeah, it's just gonna come down from the aforementioned practice that zonelouise said in that chat. We can see the old patterns already showing. This map is older than half the player base. Oh my god. Wait, is this the original map set? I don't know.
It's the original one, I believe. This
Okay,
is
yeah.
the actual Astro Sexy that everyone is familiar with by MTMCL, and we can already see both of our players are not enjoying this one bit. Icarussy by a larger margin, as that accuracy has dropped below the 90 mark. There is a just about 8% accuracy deficit from Icarussy here. And zonelouise, despite trading those misses, not looking too good on the aim control alt, you would say, I guess. It seems like he's looking more comfortable on the tapping side of the map, hitting these grid squares, not looking too shaky. Icarussy trying his best to follow up, but with that deficit on the accuracy, it's not gonna be too easy for him to build it back. Maybe this will make it easier, but Icarussy is trading it out. zonelouise, just as he misses, Icarussy is soon to follow, and on a map that's this easy to miss on a map that's this easy to just... going to be a real problem for him to build this back. We do see the accuracies getting a bit closer, but you know, unless we see any sort of consistency from him on the second half, it's still going to be staying red. It may have shifted a bit closer to Icarussy's side going into the second third of the map as we go into a bit of free combo. But unless we see a collapse from zonelouise, and unless we see Icarussy holding a lot more 300s than Zone is on these grid patterns, you know, it's not going to be looking too good. Zone missing there. Once again, it's going to be giving Icarussy a big chance, but will he be able to hold it going into this next course? Another miss! What do you even call these patterns? I don't even know. the hourglass streams, but Icarussy, he's holding through it. It's shifting back to blue left, and look at that. Icarussy might be building his back bit by bit, going through the second half.
He hits that long stream and that puts the scoreline into his side, bro. It's now 12k in his favor, even though zonelouise did practice map. And you can see in his accuracy, he's about 1% above, but it's not doing him any favor, the fact that he can't combo right now. Icarussy has just hit the harder patterns and kept holding just a bit longer than zonelouise, but it is still very close. It's 5,000 points across each player, and there's still about a third of the map left. There's a first miss, though, from zonelouise. On these cross screens, Icarussy looking as comfortable as ever, and his accuracy is only rising. It's only rising as zonelouise only goes down, but there's a miss from both players. It's a trade.
Oh, it's so hard.
Scary. It's so scary, bro. The combo is so scarce in this last part of the map, and here comes the linear streams again. Let's see if Icarussy can keep up his combo on possibly a second breakpoint.
There's one more section of the map. One more difficult grid section for both of them to hit. Icarussy just continues to find more 100s. It is a 500 point deficit. Icarussy and zonelouise missing at the same patterns. And after that, there's a couple of hourglasses left. Will Icarussy be able to hold, or will he find just enough 100s to lose it? zonelouise missing there is instrumental, but Icarussy finds 3 misses on the last hourglass. There's barely any map left. Any single act drop will shift it over to the other side. It is moving over to red. Icarussy, do you not have the tapping? He's hitting the circles too early. Icarussy, off the tip of his fingers, is going to lose this by just a little bit.
What is that, dude? The practice came in clutch.
Second breakpoint lost.
His accuracy saved him at the end. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. zonelouise, by the bare minimum, is going to close it out on his second pick. Astro Sexy, that accuracy, you know, as I mentioned, it's just incredibly significant to try and get any sort of lead, and through the entire map he did have that lead, lost it by a little bit because of the combo that Icarussy was able to build, but on that ending section Icarussy just couldn't hold that consistency, and that just did him in. Unfortunately, not going to be getting that third point. It is zonelouise's pick, so it shouldn't matter too much. Still a lot of picks left on the table for Icarussy to abuse, the Nomad 6 or that Hidden 4, which he is going to be picking next as the second pick of the match. This map is another rough one to go for, and I guess wanting to abuse the unorthodox tech against zonelouise, especially on Hidden, a mod that he's not too comfortable with. This is gonna be a rough one for Zone to try and get a breakpoint off of.
It sounds like speed tech. It is by Leaf as well. What is that, 250?
It's 250, but I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, man. A lot of the maps in this pool, it's incredibly difficult to try and describe them, and this one is no exception. Especially when you consider the replayer for this is Zany, but yeah, I guess you could say this is sort of your high BPM alt tech with a bit of rhythm mix.
What
song or map is, as you see both of the players just struggling and missing at the same time.
What the hell am I seeing, Gabbers? What is this map? I cannot see. I can't. It's not within my mortal comprehension. It's not within my dimension. This is the 5th dimension, dude. What is this map?
It's somewhere, and Icarussy, he's finding his way through it at the very least with 7% better accuracy. zonelouise, not looking too good, but he does have the better combo. But yeah, as you mentioned, this is just truly a map that's hard to truly just figure out unless you're one of those seasoned Hidden players, which Icarussy should be more comfortable on being, since zonelouise, Hidden, you don't really expect him to be too strong and that at those sorts of mod slots. But even then, he can definitely make a good go of it. But going into these flow alt sections, that miss is not gonna be helping him or doing him any favors. 93% to 87. Icarus is continuing to hold through the flow patterns. He finally misses, but zonelouise is answering back with a massive chain miss. And with no combo to boot on those slider streams, on the buzzes, it seems like this is just one that Icarussy is keen on abusing, as he has more than double Zone Luis's score going into the last third of the map.
Yeah, this is just an absolute destruction on the hidden mod here from zonelouise Icarussy, despite the chain miss. Whoa, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, that was a lot of misses from Icarussy, but same goes for zonelouise. A lot of misses on those streams. Is that 250 BPM? Wait, no, I think that's 1/3.
It's probably 1/3. That would just be too much. It's only 7 stars, but even then, can you really call this 7 stars, man? This map is... It's a disgusting one, I'm gonna be honest. Icarussy, you know, just as he misses, Zone answers back with a lot more misses and 100s and 50s to boot. And one more slider section, you know, that's it for this map, ladies and gentlemen. You can't really say much, as Icarussy, being the HD specialist that he is just gonna run away. 90k lead and get that 3rd point on the board.
Yeah, that was just not a comfortable map for either player, really. It's just zonelouise was even more disabled. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, the map is crazy when 200k is a good score.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's a rough one. This map, it's brutal. And zonelouise, you know, unfortunately, with this being left in the open, he's gonna be forced to throw this away. Icarussy just runs away with a free pick like that, and now Zone left to reply. He's still on that point deficit after losing that Nomad 1. He's gonna be surprisingly going for another hidden and another A map to boot in King World. I guess he's looking for that buff with his wife being the artist of the song Shirakami Fubuki King World, collab with Sasakure UK. But even then, this map is incredibly difficult with the high BPM HD jumps. I'm not too sure what the strategy is. I guess he's looking to bank off of the the energy that he's gonna be getting from hearing the vocals on the map. But even then, man, against Icarussy, it's a scary one.
Oh, it is still aim though, and you know what zonelouise can do on aim, even if it's hidden. He's done these before. I'm assuming this is awkward aim. It's 240 BPM, and that's what zonelouise is good at.
It is incredibly awkward aim, linears, geometrics, the widest of angles that you can imagine, coming in at a BPM of 240. It is 7 stars, 7.41 stars, but you know, it's on an 8-star poll. You can just imagine how difficult this map is to truly aim, despite being on a lower SR for the pool and being aim. You know, the changes in spacing really difficult and really rough to try and get a hold of. But no, both of these players being relatively strong aim players. Icarussy as well being comfortable on the hidden. I'm guessing we're going to be seeing some pretty solid scores from the both of them, but you know, I'm actually surprised to see zonelouise with the better accuracy as opposed to Icarussy. I guess we were seeing sort of the same story on that Nomad 1, where Zone with those 2 100s were just unable to hold through the rest of the map, finding those unfortunate mistakes that Icarussy was able to bank off of. But on the hidden, where it's more likely to happen, where he's not gonna be a lot more comfortable on compared to the Nomad. I'm quite keen to see if zonelouise can maybe make an upset on the hidden one and run away with this, as he's continuing to hold through the first KI, as Icarussy is as well. With 1% less accuracy, we're seeing a double FC through the first quarter of the map, as they hit through all of the lead. But zonelouise, he misses through the end of it. That is incredibly pivotal. Icarussy, it shifts the lead over to his favor. It is immediately over to the side of blue. And just like the Nomad 1, the important misses just come in at the wrong times. Icarussy now has an opportunity to just completely take advantage of that. He sees the scores, the information is shared, and but in a similar fashion to Nomad 1, this is looking to be another mistake from zonelouise.
Oh, well, there's an instant drop from Icarussy. As soon as he sees the score, he fumbles it. Right after the break, was he fixing his pen or what? Because that miss was uncharacteristic. Icarussy, what was that? Oh, now it's zonelouise at the driver's seat. It's only 30k and his act is impeccable. Another miss from Icarussy, and it's a chain miss as well. And that's truly just getting smaller and smaller. But there goes another miss from zonelouise. He's just not having a good time right now, Gabbers. So much misses that just...
Ooh, not a good time, but he's finding his way through the back-to-back 1-2. He's hitting the triple jumps. Icarussy finds another miss. This is it. This is his opportunity. He sees the scores. He sees the combos. zonelouise knows that Icarussy lost his combo right before the easy section going into the last KI. This is his opportunity to win an aim map after that Nomad 1 mistake. What? What did he break on? And Icarussy now has the prime opportunity to run away as zonelouise messes up the end of that stream. One more quarter, one more KI. The lead was just about below 20k, but Icarussy is holding that 250 combo. zonelouise is missing on those polygonal jumps, and as both of them miss at the same time, there's practically barely any map left. Icarussy missing a lot more might provide zonelouise an opportunity, but as the trades come in, I don't think there's going to be any sort of opportunity, any sort of chance for Zone to take this back. Aim is going to be his Achilles heel for this match, although the Nomad ones, although the aim picks were Zone's bread and butter through the entire tournament. Against Icarussy at this SR, it seems like it's going to be his massive weakness, as Icarussy edging it out by just a little bit. Another breakpoint achieved. It is now 1-4.
It really is just the timing of those misses, Showers. Like, you got right before the break, right after you get the score lead, it's like just perfectly spread out.
That's the thing, man. Like it's a similar fashion to the Nomads, to the Nomad 1. The accuracy there for zonelouise's favor, albeit a lot worse than you would compare to his Nomad 1 score earlier, but even then, he still had the better accuracy, just not the better combo and the consistency. Icarussy, he's just granted the opportunity to just run away whenever zonelouise makes a mistake. He's not finding the consistency on this SR despite being that veteran. Icarussy is just showing his prominence right now as that seed 1, and what more can you do? He can go for that hidden 2 now, as he did protect it, just consolidate that breakpoint. He can push this match to its absolute limit, get rid of all of the hiddens, and abuse it without a doubt, and he's absolutely gonna be going for it, that's for sure. Hidden 2 is in play, the low AR mechanics is in play, zonelouise's nightmare is in play, and what more can you do once this comes in? Zone and Icarussy, they both have really strong picks on the table, but so far Zone has been making really rough decisions, really bad mistakes, and Icarussy, he's just taking advantage of all of them, running away with it. Hidden 2 comes next, and we might be seeing a clean 1-5 unless zonelouise answers back with a really strong performance on a skill set that Icarussy has been prominent in throughout the tournament, a skill set that he's been abusing all throughout the tournament.
There's about 2 maps left that Icarussy is almost guaranteed to win, 99%. And this is one of them. It's Hidden 2. And it's pretty much all he needs. He just needs to get to match point, and zonelouise is up for a really nasty time getting like how many points he gets. Probably about 4 in a row, maybe 5 to get the tiebreaker against Icarussy of all people who can cover a lot of skill sets, and well, that's a tough ask. It's also really tough to read this map though. You can see it. Wait, is this? It's AR8. It's AR8, but I feel like
AR8.
it feels lower.
It's so dense, man. You expect these jumps to be a bit higher BPM, but it's only 200 BPM, man. It's so incredibly difficult to try and comprehend. We see both of these players completely messing up. The chain misses, the misreads. They're unable to hold through and understand the 1-2s. Both of them are just collapsing, and they're just trading a lot of misses right now. I don't even know what we're watching, but yeah, we get past the overlap jumps, and into the more mechanically inclined sections of the map. Some of the more larger spacing jumps, which I'm sure Zone is looking more keen to try and take advantage of, but the jumps, no, they're just continuing to claim both of their combos at the same time, and it's the accuracy speaking now.
Dude, the most surprising part about this map so far is that zonelouise can actually kind of play it. Like you can see Icarussy struggling as well on that. Wait, that's
Oh,
changing
whoa,
this a
whoa, whoa, whoa,
lot.
whoa.
Wait,
Whoa, whoa,
okay.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
There was
whoa.
combo there for a second for Zone Luis. It was coming down to his side, but unfortunately he just could not hold just a little bit more, and Icarussy will keep this lead with a 4% accuracy lead as well. Now it's 40k in his favor, and it looks pretty damn safe on his side now. This looks pretty much over for Zone Luis on this hidden 2. Understandably so.
You know, the hidden twos. I mean, Zone Luis can definitely perform on them when he needs to, especially when it's mechanics based like this. But the overlaps, the reading are definitely a big weakness for him. He's been banning hidden twos all throughout the tournament. He's always wanted hidden two gone. And with the protect pick coming in from Icarussy, you know, he's just gonna be forced to play it. And what more can you do as Icarussy picks hidden two, and without a doubt he's going to be winning it. Scrappy performances from both of them, but at the very least secured for our seed 1 to 5 on the table.
How is that still a B rank? Why is that a B rank? What?
Got better 100s. He just got more misses. Oh,
Okay, yeah, sure, we'll take it.
but
Let's move on from that. Nomad 5 instantly. Zone Luis, come on, let's do this.
yep. Icarussy, he banned DT2. He can definitely play stamina and speed without a doubt, but I would say that at this SR, you know, as the BPM was rising, as the stamina required for these sorts of maps were just getting rougher and rougher to try and reach. At this SR, 8 stars, Nomad 5, 246 BPM stamina. I feel like this is where Icarussy is just going to meet, you know, his limit in terms of the speed, and that's why he went for the DT2 ban. Unfortunately, Nomad 5 left on the table. Zone Luis is just gonna look to finally abuse a skill set that he knows he can abuse Icarussy on. We see misses from both sides, but Icarussy is just not looking good so far at the start.
Oh god, it's a Taikani speed map. No way. Here we go. 246 BPM, streams burst, triples, finger control as well. And Icarussy is just not having a good time. It's 50s all across the board. And 80% is what Icarussy is holding right now. That is not good. Not good.
You know, he's finally meeting his match in terms of the speed, you know, the stamina maps, the sort of plays that this guy would set in both solo play and tournament play is just completely unparalleled. But on a BPM this high and on stream lengths as long as those, you know, Icarussy is just not gonna be able to answer back with much. No, maybe he has been known to set really good combos on speed knots despite not being relatively known as a strong speed player. So, you know, through the rest of the map that this one has to offer, you know, maybe he can find some sort of combo to answer back just as he did on the hidden one at the Nomad one. But, you know, on a skill set as gapped as you are as this, you know, especially at this SR, I'm not too sure that's gonna be happening too soon. It's Zone Luis has a 95%. He has an A rank right now, while Icarussy has a 14% deficit, which is the largest accuracy lead that we've seen so far, I believe, in this match. And the long streams claiming him on and on again as Zone Luis holds that combo. You know, finally Zone Luis went for a pick that he knows he can just run away with, a pick that he knows he can abuse on, as Icarussy went for that hidden 4 and the hidden 2. Zone Luis going for this is an absolute no-brainer. I was kind of expecting it from the very start. I was kind of surprised it wasn't his first option, but just to warm himself up. But you know, either way, he still did have the time to go for it. And going into the second half, Icarussy has a third of Zone Luis's score going into it. And despite that combo from Icarussy, he loses it just as I mentioned it. And what more can you do on this map when you're just that capped on the speed?
Oh, it's Zone Luis's map, and he's in the zone, bro. His hand has been forced to pick speed, and he is making his point, bro. 97% almost. There's a miss, but now it's 200k in favor of Zone Luis. Icarussy not even scratching the 100k mark. This map is over already. Give him the second point, because it is 2-5.
Oh my god, that combo is crazy. This core is absolutely crazy from Zone. It seems like when the BPM isn't as high and when it's stamina intensive, Zone is just always there to run away with it. He is looking way more comfortable than Icarussy is, and you know, with such an important pick for him, such as this map, the Nomad 5, this is probably going to be incredibly instrumental in opening up a couple more options for him in the rest of the map pool, but I'm not too sure what other speed maps there are left anyway, so zonelouise, just savor this as you can. An incredibly strong, an incredibly domineering performance on this map as he almost combos through that ending. Oh, I thought I was gonna go to 400k. It's a 370k from zonelouise, going into 380 I think if he holds this, but either way, he's gonna be abusing the speed against Icarussy. But that's the speed, ladies and gentlemen. zonelouise gets the second point on the board. But even then, a lot of question marks still left on the table. zonelouise, what else could you possibly pick left in the map pool? Icarussy's up to go for his next pick afterwards. So 2 breakpoints lost to Icarussy. This is a rough situation to try and build back.
Alright, this has to be an instant Nomad 6 from Icarussy.
Nomad 6.
It's gotta be.
Okay, I'm kind of expecting that Nomad 6 to come in,
It's
considering
gotta be.
he did win the alt, despite alt being a bit of a gamble skill set between the both of them. I'm kind of expecting maybe Hard Rock 3 as well as a potential, but Nomad 6, he needs to go for it, you know, just push it to match point. He has the advantage, run away with it. This is the pinnacle of the tournament. You don't want to be granting any sort of solace, any sorts of security for your opponent, especially when it's grand finals and Nomad 6. The large circles incident is gonna
Large
be coming
circles
in.
incident, baby. If you were here for that stream or just that round in Court 6, then kudos to you, because that was a long time ago, man. That was a long time ago.
This is a rough one. I don't know what to say about this map, man. This map, it exists. It's in the pool. It really just is in the pool.
What replay was on the showcase for this? Was it Zany?
I think it was Nathan Ram, if I recall. Either way, like, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what we're gonna expect on the map. On a map like this, it's just 1.5, but it's almost 8 stars. It is almost 8 stars at a BPM of 315. And the bursts and sliders on this map, the alt aim control, the jumps, the snap, it is really just rough to comprehend. The rhythm changes as well mixed in. You know, you don't really know what to expect on this map, but you know, I would say compared to Nomad 4, this is a map that zonelouise could potentially make a bit more of an upset on, considering it is Air 10. The density gimmick, you know, it's not really a skill set that he's well known for, but even then, you know, he could maybe pull something off, but Icarussy FCing that first quarter is just not gonna be doing him any favors so far through the start of this map.
Yeah, these patterns are just absolutely insane. Icarussy almost hits that. Whoa, that was insane there. zonelouise is actually he's hitting some patterns. He's actually hitting some patterns. You can see him hit some of these. I'm sure he practiced this actually. I wasn't expecting to win this. I'm actually in another world maybe where he was slightly better at reading. I can definitely say so. He has the mechanics for this map, and this map is very mechanically intensive despite being a gimmick map. It is mostly that circle side that makes it a gimmickier map. If it was like a normal CS, it would mostly be a. This would lean more into tech, wouldn't it? If it was a normal CS.
Yeah, pretty much. More so into tech and aim control, I guess. I mean, not too sure what slot category you would expect this if it wasn't a density map, but you know, it's just a rough one, and you know, a blink flashes by, and we're already in the last quarter. Icarussy finding those combos despite the accuracy struggling. Accuracy struggles from him. zonelouise is just gonna be struggling a lot more. This is another one of those guaranteed wins. The Nomad one, the hidden one, proving to be such massive, such instrumental mistakes, Icarussy will just completely run away on the
Whoa,
maps
what the
that he
hell?
knows he can abuse. 300k on the board. He pushes this match to match point. It is up to its absolute limit. Icarussy a sliver away from the top 2 spot.
Yeah, it's a rough run for Zone Luis. It's 5 points in a row. That's a lot to ask, even for someone like him.
Hmm.
But if you look at the pool, it's only from the second half onwards, meaning it's Hard Rock
Mm.
and DTs left. No more hiddens, no more normal gimmicks. It's mostly just mechanics. And Hard Rock
Hard
2
Rock
is the first one we're
2.
gonna play. Precision, baby. Here we go. We go from large circles to the smallest ones possible. Let's see at 6.8. Almost that 7 barrier. And that's what Zone Luis wants right now.
This map is an incredibly scary one. Icarussy, gonna need to answer a lot. Hard Rock 2, at the very start of the tournament, the Hard Rocks weren't really one that he was weren't really ones that he was too keen on trying to pick. No, he practically picked he practically banned a single Hard Rock map on almost every match that he's played, including the Hard Rock 2. He banned Hard Rock 2 both times in round of 32, round of 16. But later on through the tournament, he was looking more and more comfortable on the higher SR, actually abusing the Hard Rock 2s. And if you recall, during the quarterfinals match, he did win the Hard Rock 2 in Zenryoku Happy Life against Zone Luis. So when the skill cap settles in, Zone Luis incredibly strong when it comes to the Hard Rock 2, but you cannot count Icarussy out, especially when he can play this well on this SR. Looking at the score right now, not surprised to see Zone go for this. I was expecting him to go for the Hard Rocks earlier on as aside from the Nomad one or even the hidden one. But finally, he goes for his more favored mod set. So, Hard Rock 2 on play right now. Zone Luis, it's your time to answer back. Stop Icarussy from running away with this. Your reputation as a returning veteran, it all hinges on this. Can you build a miracle on what is a just difficult to truly sort of comprehend kind of map? Will this be his opportunity to build things back, or will this be another catastrophe as his previous picks have been? But so far, so good. A double SS, but it's Icarussy to find that first miss on the linear triangles. And Zone Luis is looking a lot more comfortable. The aim is looking much more better. The precision. Icarussy, it seems like finally. It's still only the first quarter, but even then, as an SS against a double miss from Icarussy, especially on a map as short as this, and with both of them missing, that lead is now going to be solidified over to Zone Luis's side unless we see a lot more collapses over from him.
It's precision mixed in with the streams. It's what Zone Luis is good at, man. It's 99% from him. 50k in the lead is what that results to, and we are halfway already. This is looking like his map very, very quickly, but don't cut Icarussy out just yet. He has some combo here. 150 is matching Zone Luis for now. He's actually not too far back in the accuracy. There's a trade there, but that doesn't really matter too much. It does favor Zone Luis though, but there goes a chain miss on Zone Luis. Drops a bit of accuracy. Now he's actually matching Icarussy on the accuracy now. They're not too far apart. It's just the combo setting them like behind each other. It's 40k now. Zone Luis is holding on to Hard Rock 2.
Oh, by just a sliver though. It's not secured just yet. Just like, just like his previous pick that he won. It's just incredibly tenuous. You can't really count Icarussy out at all. It's so incredibly close. Zone Luis, you just need to hold on for a little bit longer. Just like that DT4, you won it by a sliver. Can you win this one? Even just barely. Both of them finding misses, but going into the last quarter, that's exactly what Zone wants after securing that 50k. Icarussy is just continuing to miss on these patterns. A 300k is formidable at best, but against Zone's performance after comboing that beginning, it's just not going to be enough. Zone Luis, maybe he finally answers back with something of his own. The Hard Rock 2 He's going to be taking it by a solid 60k to get that third point on the board. This is going to be his run continuing by just a little bit longer in Nationals. Oh, that was a scary one, but Zone, the accuracy always gonna be better at this sorts of skill sets, especially on the hard rock. And you know, finally got that better combo as well than Icarussy was. It seems like the precision, you know, not looking too good, despite Icarussy having a better score on the hard rock 2 last time compared to Zone. It seems like the 8-star precision is just going to be his absolute limit. This is just so incredibly linear to try and hit, but you know, with that all aside, there's still some other picks that Icarussy could go for, and we're going to be seeing the Hard Rock 4 in play without a doubt. Another map I was kind of expecting him to go for. Not really sure how to describe this, but it's gonna be on the more technical side, that's for sure. Icarussy just wanting to abuse that. Unfortunately for him, no more no mods or HDs to try and get some free points off of. It's just the hard rocks and DTs, and against Zone, you're not gonna be wanting to go on the DTs against them, especially on this SR where everything is gonna be speed and mechanically inclined. You know, kinda fair to see him go for something like this HR4, but even though the CS is really small, the patterns on this map gonna be a bit precise, although not to the point of being as precise as that HR2. It's gonna be a pretty big factor to try and consider on. So Icarussy, let's see if the preparation pays off. Can he end it right now? This would be a pivotal breakpoint for zonelouise to try and take. You know, going into the first streams, it's actually surprising to see zonelouise coming in with the first act draw, but it seems like that was a small lapse in his play. Icarussy he's still holding, but zonelouise is going to be following up by not too big of a deficit. You know, the flame patterns of this map kind of rough, but you know, it's still Zone's bread and butter. He did win that HR2, and this is not going to be to the point of HR2 in terms of precision, but it's still Flame. zonelouise though, finding the first miss. Icarussy still holding on. It's a 3-minute 42-second map, but with the early misses, you know, you can only have so much time, so much opportunities to build it back, and Icarussy hitting through the slider streams. zonelouise finding a break there after that first quarter finishing. Icarussy is continuing to hold with a 670 combo, and zonelouise has nothing left to answer back with.
Well, despite being a stream map, zonelouise cannot do much about this one. It's the combo that set him apart now. But he does still have his accuracy lead, 2% against Icarussy. Now that the combos is reset, that's going to matter a lot more, seeing as he is not that far behind actually. It's only 20k, and this map is long, so there's a lot of chances for him to build combo. Especially the fact that it's a stream map, zonelouise can just do magic on those patterns. Let's see what he can do here. Second half coming in. The streams don't get any easier. And there's two misses at the same time. Icarussy trades with him. But that honestly favors zonelouise because he has more room to work with. He has the accuracy. He wants Icarussy to not have combo. And that's exactly what Icarussy is doing. He's giving him the space. zonelouise, he's not holding, but he has the space and time to work with. Icarussy is continuing to give him chances. Although there goes zonelouise's accuracy. It's gone from 97 down to the same as Icarussy. Those chain misses were not looking so good for him. And now it's equal grounds with Icarussy with 100 combo lead. It's not looking good, Scabbers. It's not looking good. It's one more key eye left to go in this streams. Icarussy's hitting them.
One more third. You can't count Zone out, but is this going to be how it ends? The sliders, the precision streams, Icarussy and Zone are finding their way through them. Despite the CS being as small as it is, both of them missing at the same time. But with the accuracy differences being as small as it is, that's not what Zone wants. One more quarter left, the trades coming in. Zone is collapsing more and more compared to Icarussy. The accuracy lead has shifted over to the side of blue, but with a chain miss like that, maybe Zone can potentially bring it back with one more quarter left. But the streams, they're getting rougher and rougher. Both of them unable to hold through anything, any part of the map, completely unhittable from both of them. The combos have equalized, the accuracies similar at all. There's a 40k gap between between the both of them, and it is over to the side of blue. Icarussy, he finds a slider break there, quite uncharacteristic, but Zone, there's barely any map left for you to try and hold on. Icarussy, if it does find another break, maybe it can shift back in the nick of time. It is moving back closer and closer, but there's barely any time left. Any miss from Icarussy will secure this, but zonelouise, if you find that miss, if you find that mistake, it is not going to be secured, but it seems like the map is just going to end, and there is simply not enough time for the old timer of the tournament. Icarussy will secure his spot in the top 2. Ah, that's a rough one.
Yeah, that's gonna do it in for zonelouise. Goodbye, zonelouise. We're sending you home. And welcome Icarussy to the top 2 of Nationals, facing against Distant Waves tomorrow. At what time is it? Like 9 p.m. right?
Yep, that Distant Waves versus Icarussy match is gonna be confirmed tomorrow. I believe it's gonna be at 8. Actually, no, it's gonna be at 8 p.m. I believe. I'm not too sure what the schedule is, but oof, that's a rough one to see. Sunday. Oh, it seems like we are gonna be seeing at 7. Icarussy did go for a reschedule on the second match, so yeah, Icarussy versus Distant Waves coming up next. Unfortunately for us, it seems like the resurgent warrior of long renown, our veteran in zonelouise, looking to reclaim his spot as one of the best players. He still is one of the strongest players that this country has to offer, setting incredibly strong performances, especially on the stamina maps that this pool has to offer, that No Mod 5. It is simply just not going to be enough in terms of the consistency. Icarussy just going to be edging it out on the aim, and our Fubuki Simp will be saying his goodbyes in our Nationals 2025 bracket. A top 3 finish, nothing to be disappointed with, but Icarussy, our champion, our seed 1, is looking to shut things down and take the crown once and for all, as it is his to take as the rising star, as our seed 1, as the strongest upcoming player of our country. But one more left against him, and it is going to be another long-coming veteran in Distant Waves, a player that you might have not seen in quite a while in years past, but in this year, looking to answer back your seed 2. It is going to be the final showdown tomorrow. Grand finals will be happening Sunday at 7 p.m. between your seed 1 and seed 2. And with all of that finishing up, unfortunately for Zone, that is going to be it. Losers Grand Finals is concluded, and one more match is left to go in Nationals 2025.